Okay. All right. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Great evening to you. Great evening, and welcome back for Tax Trivia Tuesdays. Welcome back to Tax Trivia Tuesday. Last week we had a blast, an absolute blast, and we're looking forward to having a blast tonight. It's about that time. I'm gonna give a couple of more minutes for everybody to come on in, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. Got some interesting tax facts for this week also that we're going to talk about. Different changes with the IRS and different things that are going to be effective for this upcoming tax season. So some of you may already know it. Some of you, this may be very, powerful for you. It may give you some insight on the things that are happening this upcoming tax season, which is right around the corner. I might add, it is the end of October. We're heading into November. Tax season will be here before we know it. And it's going to be a lot of different things that are going to affect and impact the refunds this year, the amounts owed, all sorts of things. So, with that being said, one of the first things that we're going to talk about is one of the changes, or not a change, but something that happened this week in taxes. And that is that the PTIN numbers for the upcoming tax season are now available. You can now get your PTIN number for the upcoming season, and there is a price reduction. This year it's $30.75, down from $35.95. It's a little bit of savings, but it is available now. So if you want to go ahead and be one of the first ones to go out there and get that PTIN number, it is available now. You can start getting the PTIN numbers for your employees or your workers, your subcontractors. You can start spreading that message, but this was available as of, you know, recently. So that's a great thing. That's letting us know just how close this season is getting and coming. It's coming fast. So again, this is Tax Trivia Tuesdays, and we won't hold you long. We promise it's only going to be, we aim to do this for about 15 to 20 minutes every Tuesday just to share tax knowledge, share like minds with you all out there that are in the industry. And we appreciate you tuning in and being a part of our Tax Trivia Tuesday. Again, if you have any questions or trivia that you would like to add, feel free to inbox inbox us on Facebook, whether it's my personal page or our business page, Unwrap Success Tax and Business Solutions. We love to have that question because we definitely feature it and see if anyone gets it. So let's get ready for the fun. Let's get ready for the fun. It's 7:07. So we're gonna go dive right in. All right. So not only this weekend taxes, well, this weekend taxes and some of these things were last week, but the IRS just released a lot of the changes for the upcoming tax season. And so we just highlighted some that are changes that are going to affect refunds and just different ones that are in general knowledge, no matter what type of preparer you are. And so, one of the big changes in taxes this year is this, and this is just tax knowledge on Tax Trivia Tuesdays. Uh, Service providers, any service provider that offers services of $600 or more via a third party card, app, whatever, may receive a 1099-K for those transactions. And there may be some explaining to do. Was this business income? Did you receive this money for being a service provider, or was it business, or was somebody sending you some money just to pay a bill, and this is non-taxable? I don't know. But hey, that's a new thing that's going to be going on this upcoming year. Service providers may receive a 1099-K for any sales over $600 in 2023. All right. Another major thing that's happening for the upcoming season of 2023 is this. The max EIC, the earned income tax credit amount, EIC amount it's up. It's up from 2022, the amounts were $560 up to $6,935 this year coming up. It's going to be from $600 at the lowest up to $7,430. So that's an addition of what, basically almost $500 or so. So people are going that have the children, that have the dependents, that will be filing those returns, getting the EIC. They have that to look forward to. The EIC is up for 2023. So things should flow pretty good for those that do a lot of those EIC returns, and businesses also. I mean, there's so many businesses that were started in the past couple of years due to COVID and due to people just, being at home. A lot of people learn how to do a lot of home-based businesses. So businesses and things like that are up. So we should see an increase in that, business taxes and things like that. Now, another thing that went up this year is the annual exclusion for gifts. The annual exclusion for gifts, if you were going to have gifts that were excluded, it would have been $16,000 in this year here. But moving forward, it's $17,000. So you get an extra $1,000 that you can exclude for gifts. So hey, if you're thinking about giving a gift, now you got an extra $1,000, that they're going to exclude up to. Think about me. Think about me. I accept gifts. I'd be glad to have your gift. So that's just a joke. But yeah, gifts will have an exclusion amount of an additional $1,000 this year coming up. We talked about the PTNs. Remember, PTNs are now available for the upcoming tax season. 2023, there's no limitation to itemized deductions as there were in the past 5 years. You may want to look more into that. Got all this information off the IRS.gov sites, publications. That's This Week in Taxes. That's another part of our Tax Trivia Tuesdays, just giving out the information that seems relevant or may be relevant to all of us that are in the tax preparation industry. So, all right, let's get ready to jump right into Tax Trivia Tuesday. I hope everyone out there is doing blessed, doing great, having a great and wonderful beginning of the week, and just thankful that we're all able to be here and see another day. So I'm enjoying it and having a great and awesome day as well. We are going to start off with our first question. Now, and this question here, it is okay. Well, we're not gonna start off with that. We're not gonna start off with that one. That's for somebody that's more skilled, been in the industry, or has a business and understands this question. So we're not gonna start off with something that just might turn everybody off. We're gonna start off with some baby stuff, some simple stuff, and I'm gonna just give a basic question out there. Okay, taxes paid out by anybody who earns income. What's the name or the term for any type of taxes paid out by anyone who makes income? Pretty simple. Let's see who gets it. Doom, 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 doom. The answer to that question is definitely going to be income tax. Income tax is the name of the taxes that's paid by anyone who makes income. It's income tax. So that was a pretty easy one. It was a pretty easy one there. All right. So that was question number one. And we got to keep it humorous. We got some funny questions and things like that too to keep you engaged. So we talked about PTIN numbers being available for the upcoming season. What does PTIN stand for? Who out there knows what PTIN actually and literally stands for? Okay. Yeah. PTIN literally stands for Prepared Tax Identification. And no, I didn't have to look at my screen to get that answer. I would look for the next question. All right. PTIN stands for Prepared Tax Identification Number. What's going on, man? Yeah, bro. All right, I got one for you. I got one for you. All right. This is for all my tax professionals out there. You should know this. Those that prepare business taxes and things of that nature, or maybe a business owner out there that may want to chime in on this. Okay. All right. So, what are the general federal quarterly return due dates each year? In general, what are the federal quarterly return due dates each year? We know it's 4 of them because it's quarterly. So, what are those dates? What are those dates? The dates would be March 31st, May 31st, August 31st, and December 31st. Those are the general federal return due dates for each year. All right, so we're gonna break the ice, and I like to keep it comical, humorous, exciting, and so this actually happened. All right, so it's getting towards tax season, and my children, they see me doing everything tax, everything tax, everything tax, from the marketing to putting together training to talking about it to all sorts of stuff. And so it's like my son wanted to understand, Dad, why are taxes so important? What is a tax? So I said, I'm going to answer that question in a little bit. What I did was I waited to dinner time and I got him this big, nice size slice of pizza that he really wanted. And I ate 30% of it. And I told him, I said, that's taxes because that's my tax for preparing it for you, for purchasing it for you. I said, son, okay, basically taxes is the government's form of whatever is yours, whatever you intake, whatever you bring in, they charge a fee for you utilizing or for you creating that income so that it can go towards the things that it needs to go to. And in a way, I had to explain it to him like, look, so the taxes for me, preparing this meal for you is this is my cut right here. So but that was just a funny moment, and yeah, we had to laugh about it after I gave him, I reimbursed them, but yeah, so look, come tax humor, tax humor, taxes. This industry, it doesn't have to be boring. It's very exciting. I mean, very exciting, and it's always been. It's definitely exciting if you're doing taxes, in the hood someplace. If you're doing taxes in the hood, you're not going to have a boring day. It's going to be very exciting. It's going to keep you on your toes. You better be on your toes and your P's and Q's. So, but yeah, the tax prep industry is a very exciting industry if you make it fun. If you make it fun, a lot of times it's a lot of knowledge to intake. It's a lot of things going on. It's a lot to it's different processes. But at the end of the day, it's an exciting industry. All right. Okay. Let's see what we're gonna do next. Next, we're gonna ask another question. We're gonna ask another humorous question, and This is one for any accountant out there or a CPA or bookkeeper. All right, the question is this. How do bookkeepers manage their money? How do bookkeepers manage their money? The answer to that one is they act their wage. Hey, what can you say? So I got a question. What amount of time does the IRS recommend that you hang on to your tax records? What amount of time do they recommend you hang on to your tax records? Whether it be, your W-2s, whether it be your 1099s, whether it be certain things you include in your tax returns. I know they recommend a time, but what time frame do they give you? I mean, what do they recommend? And they say you should do this up to a certain point. The answer is they do have a timeline in which they say, but the ultimate answer is indefinitely. Indefinitely. That's the true answer. Indefinitely. You should hang on to all of your tax documents indefinitely. Another bit of tax humor. I was looking at this website. And so it's a site where people put different things on there related to people that came into their offices and tried to file certain things. And one individual apparently tried to deduct his bartender as a drinking consultant. Crazy stuff. Internet's full of crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. So Tax Trivia Tuesdays. Tax Trivia Tuesdays, everybody. We ask simple questions, crazy questions, all sorts of stuff. All right. This is for anybody, even if you're not in the tax industry or not a tax preparer. What if someone hires you? Someone hires you and they pay you and you're working hourly or you're not an independent contractor or subcontractor of any sort. Um, what form would they provide you to be able to prepare or have prepared your taxes to report your income? What form would that be? That will most definitely be your W-2. I see we are almost at the 20-minute mark. I promise not to keep you longer than between 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. Let's see if we got one more joke, one more scenario. And we'll conclude Tax Trivia Tuesday. What is the name of the code? What is the name of the code or the term for the tax code that has provisions that let an individual reduce their taxes substantially? How can you have your taxes reduced substantially? What do they call that form of the code? What is it called? What is it called? It also coincides with a humorous joke I got also. But the name of that code would be, it's called a loophole. That's the term. It's a loophole. Any loophole gives anybody the ability to reduce their tax liability substantially. Loophole. That's also the answer to this joke I had. They say, how do you know a good CPA? They usually have a loophole named after them. So that concludes this week's edition of Tax Trivia Tuesdays. And I had fun. Hope you did too. Just some quirky humor, some different things that you don't find out there. And we did talk about some things that will have effects and changes for the upcoming tax season. I'll recap. Any service provider that receives over $600 or more in this year may possibly receive a 1099-K in the upcoming season. $600 or more. Max earned income credit is up from $560 to $6,935 in 2022 to between $600 to $7,430 in the upcoming tax year. Annual gift exclusion amounts are up $1,000 from $16,000 to $17,000. No limitation to itemized deductions this upcoming year as there were in the past 5 years. And as we talked about a couple of times, PTIN numbers are now readily available for you to get. That concludes Tax Trivia Tuesdays. I'm Henley again, the Unwrap Success, helping you unwrap your success and creating a community for all of us to enjoy. And hope you all are having a wonderful and blessed Tuesday evening. Till we see you again.